And you just have to remember your name has power, because when you do that, we get better with our decision making because we know who we are. We get better with our decision making because we know who we belong to. We
Yes.
get better with our decision making because it moves us toward that goal of being excellent, which is to be the best individual you can be each and every day. So get better each and every day, just like sports, right? It's
Yes,
all
sir.
about getting better each and every day.
Most definitely. That's
Welcome to Body Sculpt of New York 6 Weeks to Fitness podcast, where we hope to inform, motivate, encourage, and inspire you towards living a healthier lifestyle. And now, here's your host, the president of Body Sculpt of New York, Vincent Ferguson.
Welcome to 6 Weeks to Fitness, episode 220.
Oh man, someday I'm gonna be like you.
Thank you so much for joining me today. Be bold, be courageous, and be excellent. So
Absolutely.
says my next guest, Coach Reggie Ward, a native of Long Beach, California, and CEO and founder of Legacy Life Coaching, a consulting firm that educates, advises, and builds partnerships in the education, athletic community, and corporate arena. Coach Reggie Ward is a University of Notre Dame alum, certified life coach, and former professional football player. And it is indeed a blessing to have Coach Reggie Ward on my 6 Weeks of Fitness podcast. Coach Reggie, how are you, my brother?
What's happening? How you doing? I'm doing wonderful, man. I'm doing wonderful. Highly favored. Wonderful.
You say you're blessed and highly favored, my brother.
Yes, sir.
You've done so much, Coach, and over 35 years in the coaching and mentorship. You've been a man of faith. You're also married for like 25, 26 years. Your
sir.
kids are successful. You're doing well. You're such a role model for people. But let me ask you this, Coach.
Yes.
Who or what helped you to get to where you are today?
Well, you know what? I got to start first of all with, my Lord Savior, first of all.
Yeah.
Just giving me, a beautiful mother who motivated me to keep me focused.
Wow.
And then I was just blessed to have some really good mentors and coaches growing up. In particular, there was two. One name was Don Norford. He's here in Long Beach, California. Anybody who went to Long Beach Poly High School has been coached by this gentleman. He's like a Hall of Fame coach, but he's a Hall of Fame man. And he's always told me, to go out, be who you are, and, embrace your talent and go out and be the very best you can. And then the other gentleman, his name was Ike Jones. Ike Jones was actually, he's a man who was like a father to me. He trained me hard, and his son, Kirk, was one of my best friends. And we just used to, we used to train together. We used to cry together. We used to pray together. We used to dance together. But at the end of the day, it was all about, using our talents and doing the best we can in order to, the goal was to get that scholarship and then, make it to professional ball and then buy the big house for mom, but at the end of the day, it was my faith. It's the strength of my beautiful mother, Mary, Elizabeth Ward. And then, it was those two coaches, man, I owe them my life, Don Norford and Ike Jones.
So would you say those mentors were so important, very inspirational in your life, and and most kids need mentors?
Yes.
Huh.
Yes. I believe, mentors are the key to be the extension of your parents. And if you don't have parents, they can instill these unique, qualities of being resilient, having perseverance, and then, really working hard. So that's what really, moved me to go ahead and, really be the best I can be the best version of myself each and every day.
Beautiful, beautiful. And now I know you play professional sports.
Yes, sir.
So tell me this. Can you share some of your most memorable experiences as a professional football player and how those experiences shaped your coaching philosophy today?
Well, you know what? Initially, I had the opportunity to play in Minnesota, and then I had the opportunity to play in Canada, play for the Ottawa Rough Riders. And, my biggest, experience was having the opportunity to live that dream, having the opportunity to be on the field and to build relationships that are still very important to me. And it's so valuable that you can have that opportunity. And what I really learned from that is you always have to take advantage of the opportunities that you have. Don't worry about how many you get, worry about the ones you take care of. And then, as far as the challenges that I had, it was just making sure that I continue to believe in myself, look at the big picture, because, the game of football, is tough, so you have to have mental toughness. You have to have focus, and you have to continue to have this belief system,
Yes.
because beliefs, complement behavior. So if your belief system is strong, then your behavior is even stronger.
Great. And when you say that, this being in professional sports on that team, that pretty much helped you to see life that way?
Oh, absolutely. Because a lot of people think, man, you work hard and then all of a sudden you get this big contract. But everybody doesn't get the big contract. You get an opportunity, and it's playing every single day. Because I saw guys get cut every day. And it's like your life can change like that. You know what I mean? I was not on the team a long time. I was only played maybe like 3-4 years. Only played, a little bit in the NFL, and I played a couple years in CFL. But even which is Canadian Football League, even that is unbelievable, because the hard work, the perseverance, the challenge that you have to go through in order to keep driving for your dream. You know what I mean? And that's what it's all about. It's like finding a way to have that inner strength in order to keep driving towards your dream. And that's what I love about the game of football. It's going to challenge you, but also it's going to build your character, because that's what it's all about. Life is about your character. It's not about the money. It's not about the fame or the fortune. It's about the character that you build and how you can go ahead and position that character in order to go ahead and be the best example you can be for people in your community and in your family.
Oh, most definitely. There's a saying I've heard in the church years ago. I heard it in the church. It said, teamwork makes your dream work.
Oh, absolutely. Even Jesus had 12. So
yes. Yes.
You know what I mean? So he's showing you need a team.
Most definitely, man. And in football, you have your team, your teammates,
Absolutely.
But it's interesting, like you said, not everyone makes it, man. You saw a lot of guys fall by the wayside. So, and there's a saying in NFL stands for not for long, right?
There it is. There it is. And it's true. It's only 25% of the league, does not change. The other 75% changes every year. That's because they have a draft.
Yes. Absolutely.
They telling you we upgrade every year.
Every year. So you have to have something else going on. You can't just depend on that dream, right?
No. That's one dream. That's always plan A, right?
Yes.
You make it, right? Hall of Fame, house on the hill, generational wealth. That happens for a very select few.
Yes.
And it's about what have you learned and what did you learn in order to go ahead and build and move forward. And that transition is tough, because you're special, right? For a long time, you get treated a different way when you are an athlete, whether you have a scholarship athlete or whether you play professionally. And, that adjustment is challenging. You go through, a little depression, you go through a little, self-doubt, you go through a little hardship.
Yes.
But then you have to say to yourself, again, what you made out of, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, we gotta wake up, and we have to do something else in order to move forward with our lives, because your life was not going to be determined by the first 25 years. You got another 50, 60, 70 years to go. And
hopefully,
it's like, what did you learn from that? And, that's where, I know that I learned how to persevere. I learned that I can get it done. I learned how to execute. I learned how to, be a good teammate. I learned how to sacrifice. So these are life lessons. And so that's what really led me to, legacy life coaching and writing this book called The Power of I.
And then we're going to get into that too, very much so. And now that
Absolutely.
you're no longer a professional athlete, how focused are you on your health? How important is that? Because my podcast is 6 weeks to fitness.
Absolutely. Well, what's interesting? I I focus on the simplicities of how to go ahead and maintain the proper health. And what I mean by that is, eat right, sleep right, and don't put anything in your body that's not going to be good for you.
Right.
So I actually have a nutritionist, and we talk about, I kind of touch base with her every, 3-4 weeks to see how we're doing, staying hydrated properly, eating more fruits and vegetables.
There you go.
I'm never going to give away the steak, okay, but I just don't eat as much. You know what I mean? So I do really focus on kind of the Mediterranean piece.
Right.
With additional vegetables but it's really being disciplined and being smart about what you put in your body. I limit the chips. I love barbecue potato chips, but I can't eat them every day. I love a good apple fritter. Can't eat that every day.
Right.
You know what I mean? It goes back to the sport, right? We have to be disciplined. We have to be consistent. Like I've added beet juice, for example. And I know some people are like, woo, beet juice. But I found this really good beet juice, man. This citric beet juice. And my wife found it at our local, grocery store here in kind of the natural food section.
Yes.
And it's been fantastic. So I've incorporated, that, I'm a cranberry juice guy and I'm a water guy. So,
Nice.
I keep it simple.
Yes.
I'm looking more into some plant-based items, but if it makes me feel bad, I just don't eat it anymore. You know what I mean? It's if it makes me feel good, I just keep eating it. And so, I just try to keep the simplicities of life, about my sleeping, my hydration, just do a little bit of weight training, as well. I'm definitely going to be reaching out to you with that 6 week program you got. Because I want to work on, I got to work on the core, the core is important. And so, that's where, because I'm 58, man. So I don't know what 58 is supposed to feel like, but I feel good, but I want to keep feeling good to be around for the grandbabies. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, man. Exactly. You have your why.
There it is.
You got to know your why. That's
absolutely,
So this is great. Now you said be bold, be courageous, and be excellent. Okay, now that's your motto, but what does that mean?
Yes, sir.
Talk about that.
Okay, well, it all kind of drives back to the fundamentals of life for me. It drives back to my spiritual, biblical, upbringing. And so in the book of Joshua, there's a scripture in there called "Be bold and courageous," right? And basically all I'm saying is every one of us has a story.
Yes, we do.
And so that story is uniquely designed to not only help you, but to help others. So I just want people to understand that they're valuable, that they're royalty, and like to walk in it. So be bold in it, be courageous in it, and then always keep your eye on the prize, which is to be excellent in everything you do, mind, body, and soul. So that's where it all derives from, is Joshua 1:9. And it really just resonates with how I live and how I've been, I truly believe I've been called in order to have legacy life coaching.
Wow, that's excellent. And what is your unique approach to legacy life coaching? Because that's your business. And how does it help clients?
My unique approach, it's real interesting because legacy, I spell it different. I spell it L.E.G.A.X.Y.
Yes.
Okay. And the reason why I spelled it different is because we're all unique in and of itself. So each letter in legacy stands for something. And this is how I always talk to people. Okay. So the L stands for leadership, because we are all leaders. Okay. In your home, in your community, we just have to embrace that leadership. Okay. The E stands for education. We want to continue to educate ourselves, formally, which is in school, okay,
Right.
where we get our book learning, where we're going to learn from professors. But then we also want to get, you know, we also want to learn and get our education from the other component about, the non-formal, our atmosphere that we're in, our environment that we're in, the experiences that we have, the people that we come across. So we put all those together to go right into like goals and goal setting and reminding ourselves we have these unique gifts that we are to go ahead and use in order to move forward in our lives mentally, physically, financially, emotionally. And so the A, I have to keep that athletic performance in there. You know what I mean? I have to keep that athletics because it's important.
Yeah.
But we also have to say, academics are important. We also say we have to have attention to detail in our businesses, and so then we come with the X. Now the X is the X factor. That's you, and that's what God gave you. Okay. And I believe in Hebrew, the X stands for Christ. So it's just my way to let people know that Christ, find a way for him to be involved in your life, and because we all have a mission to like truly go out and just spread his word. And then the Y, it stands for you. Okay. Like eventually it's going to boil down to you, Vince. It's going to boil down to me on how we embrace this legacy. So
Yes.
that's my ultimate goal is to build a legacy for my family, for my community, and for my church.
That is beautiful. Very well put, my brother. Very
Thank you.
well put.
Thank you.
Now, as a life coach, you
Yes.
are also a self-published author.
Yes, sir.
Talk about that book and what all that means. What came out of it?
Okay. What's amazing is that the book is called The Power of I, and it's the I stands for inspiration.
Right.
Okay. And I actually, wrote the book. It was like during COVID. It was crazy. And, when I was writing the book, my mom got sick. It was crazy. And she said, oh man, we were going through all these appointments. And my sister and I, Regina, we were just, taking care of my mother. So I actually stopped writing the book. So my mother told me, to keep writing the book. But then one time, it was a very kind of challenging time when she sat up because she got down to like 80 pounds, man. She got tiny.
Wow.
And she said to me, she lifted up in the bed and she said, baby, how's the book?
Wow.
And so I went, what? I said, Mom, come on. We taking care of you. She said, Reggie, you got to finish the book because it'll change your life. And
Really?
it truly has. So the book was truly inspired and continues to be inspired by a promise to my mother. And she's helping me just truly live through that purpose.
Wow.
And now I know it's to serve people. So those are my power P's,
Yes.
delivering the promise, really, understanding that purpose that I have in order to serve people. So that's my why. People say, what's your why? Well, whether I sell one book or a million copies of this book, I delivered the promise. I executed. You know what I mean? I got the call. I went in and I executed. Because I look at each and every day I have, I just want to keep executing. And I hear my mother's voice. I thank God for my mom each and every day. And I say, you know what, Mom, we out there doing it. So it's the power of I, and I'm excited about it.
That's nice. Now, the book is a self-published book.
Yes, sir.
So where can it be purchased?
Well, you know what? It can be purchased through my website. It's on Amazon. It's on all of the actual platforms where you can purchase a book. It's, the power of I, with these unique life lessons. It's 10 inspirational life lessons to discover who you are. You know what I mean? And so, I can send you some additional, information on that. But yeah, it can be found on all the platforms. It's found through my website. We can provide additional components to people there. And, I'm just excited about it because it just led me to create this course called the Inspirational Blueprint, which is this course that you can use as an individual, as an athlete, as a professional, in order to go ahead and create what I call your inspirational blueprint or your life blueprint.
But there was like 12 lessons that came out of that, correct?
That is correct. Yeah, 12 lessons came out of it because it was uniquely designed in order to walk you through different insights, different experiences that you can engage in on a one-on-one basis,
Yes.
in a tutorial basis with a group or in a workshop. And it's really geared to give you this powerful inspiration that's guided by the power of your name. Okay, because your name has power.
Huh.
Okay, and you just have to remember your name has power, because when you do that, we get better with our decision making because we know who we are. We get better with our decision making because we know who we belong to.
Yes.
We get better with our decision making because it moves us toward that goal of being excellent, which is to be the best individual you can be each and every day. So get better each and every day, just like sports, right? It's
That's
all
right.
about getting better each and every day.
Most definitely. That's also beautiful, man. But how do you measure the success of your coaching programs? And what are some of the most rewarding outcomes you've seen so far?
Well, you know what? I measure the success, based on my people being educated, understanding who they are, understanding how their lifestyle has changed, mentally, physically, and emotionally, how their confidence is built. So it's very intangible, but it's all based on that true reward of being excellent. Okay, I do this check system at the end of every day. It's very simple. I give yourself a plus or a minus. Okay, did we get better mentally, physically, emotionally, financially? Did we get better with building relationships? Did we get better, plus or minus? So if you don't come up with 5 pluses, you probably need to keep working on some things, right?
Yeah.
And we can always work on those things. I mean, and one of the greatest, I would say, athletes, individuals I work with was a young man. He was about 12, 13 years old. He had no confidence. Like, he was a big kid, right? 200 and some odd pounds, like 230 pounds at 12, big dude.
Wow.
Well, 6 years later, that young man became one of the best baseball players in Southern California, received a scholarship.
Wow.
Got down to about 190 pounds, ripped.
Ripped.
But what's most important, his confidence soared, and his parents were elated, and it had everything to do with him really embracing, the challenge,
Yes.
embracing the challenge, embracing the opportunity. And then he's always very appreciative. I just got a message from him, last week to let me know that he appreciated how I've helped him.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And so he was one of your clients, correct?
Yes.
Are you currently taking on more clients?
No, I'm doing one thing at a time right now, just to really focus on, individuals. I definitely want to start working with, when I want to start working with groups and teams. And I've been to some colleges, some local colleges, in order to assist with, the development of that, program.
Very good. But how does, because I know you're a man of faith, and
Yes, sir.
in this podcast, you kept interjecting God and faith and Jesus, and I'm kindred spirit with that, my brother. I'm in total agreement with you there. We don't give him enough credit. How does your faith and family life influence your coaching work and personal values?
It's just really kept me focused. It keeps me appreciative. It keeps priorities straight. And that's what's really helped me, really understand, how to work with people. It's about staying focused. It's about, having the proper priorities. And it's about being appreciative of the opportunities that we have.
Most definitely, man. Because a lot of times we don't appreciate what's been given to us. We take it for granted.
Oh, my goodness.
Right? Take it for granted.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
But what advice would you give to the viewers who are facing challenges right now in their own lives?
You know what? The biggest, what I would say is, I keep it simple. I go, you pray, plan, work, and enjoy your life. You pray for guidance and strength. You plan to go ahead and look to see what you want your journey to be, mentally, physically, and emotionally. You go ahead and, have a tireless work ethic, in your community, at your home. And then, at the end of the day, take all those experiences and find a way to enjoy your life. Seek wise counsel. You know what I mean? People that are like-minded, like we are, we having a discussion, and this is how we can become better men. And that's the ultimate goal, is to, look at these different ways in order to, build character. And in the way that I've learned to do that is, I just go, I want to go ahead and pray about it, ask for guidance. I want to go ahead and, have the proper plan in order to move forward in that plan. I want to make sure I can work the plan. Just like our man here with the 6-week scoped, we want to make sure that, your nutrition is right, your body's right. Because if your mind want to do something, your body not prepared, it won't be able to do it. So, I definitely appreciate what you are doing. I appreciate how you are impacting lives regarding, your program. And to do it in 6 weeks, man, that's only, what is that? About 50, 60 days. That's not that long.
Not that long.
So,
You know what I'm saying?
and
You can do it.
that's really complimentary, because even my book's only about 65 pages. You can read it in one sitting.
Nice.
It's these lessons that are in there that are 1 to 3 pages that are like very impactful. So
Yeah.
you can reference and go back to it. And, that's the power of inspiration. It don't have to be a lot, we don't have to do a lot of hyperbole. At the end of the day, is really helping people have a decision-making process using inspiration in order to know that they have the gifts and talents to get it done.
It's funny that you should mention inspiration, because my next question was, how do we inspire others to make a positive impact in the world? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Well, we do it by example, right?
Yes.
We do it by, what we say is far more powerful, given that we act in accordance with what we say, right? Yes. Like if you say, Reggie, for example, you're a faith-based guy, I go, yeah, but you say you don't go to church. That's crazy. That doesn't quite compliment. I know we can have church at home. I know we can get the Bible, but are we fellowshipping? Are we doing the things that are necessary each and every day in order to build your spiritual life? Are we doing each and everything we can to build you mentally, to build your body? So, it's being honest with yourself. You have to say, let's stay aligned with what our belief system is. It'll follow our behavior. Let's go ahead and be the best example that we can be. And let's go ahead and, live the life of having not only a positive attitude, but this inspired living attitude, where no matter what's going on, we can still keep a smile on our face. We can still encourage somebody. I call it E4, educate. You want to empower, you want to encourage, you want to go ahead and build excellence. Can we do those 4 things?
Nice.
in what you're doing? So that's what it's about. And that's how I would continue to say, to inspire people. And you have to find a way to also encourage yourself. Like, sometimes you're not going to be able to call on mom or sister or best friend. You have to really stop yourself and go, what's important? That's how come you go back to the whys, right? So I always go back to the why. Whenever you get, I don't know where, get back to your why. So I was like, okay, why am I doing what I'm doing? Promise, purpose, people. Okay, let's focus. Let's go.
Yes. Oh, very, very well said. How can we, what tips do you recommend for helping people to set goals? Because goals are so important.
Oh, it's so important. So what I would do is, you always got to remember what the end goal, what is the ultimate goal? Why are you doing what you're doing? Okay. For example, my goal is to be a global inspirational visionary. What does that mean? What does that look like, right? And I'm using this as an example because I call it my PCCP system. Okay. Wow. Now, the way that you want to do it is the P stands for present. So the goal is to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and speak, do speaking engagements, reach out to people, engage the community, right? That's how you want to present. So you want to present yourself as a walking, talking example of inspiration. Okay. Now, the next C stands for coaching. Now, coaching is unique because I do personal training, I do mentorship, but it's all guided by the power of inspiration. It's all guided by the 3 Ps. It's guided by the whys.
Wow.
Okay. And then I want to continue to support that with having this unique course that can help people, whether I'm with you or whether you read it or whether it's through a webinar. That's how you want to continue to go ahead and have, an additional point that you can extend. It's almost like when you train, you're with your trainer, and then each and every day you're saying, what am I doing in order before I see my trainer again? So It's like that PCCP system goes, oh, I'm engaging, I'm speaking, I'm on this podcast, I'm doing these things, so I'm staying engaged, right? Then the next C is coaching. I got to keep coaching. I got to keep moving. I got to keep the main thing. And then the next C is consult. I need to make sure I continue to consult people, to advise them, to educate, to encourage, to go ahead and say, you're built for excellence. Okay. You are built for that. So all these things that I'm talking about, hopefully everyone's writing it down, because these are some really cool nuggets that you can keep simple, but they can always continue to help you. They say the bigger the game, the simpler to play. That's what Belichick said. He goes, the bigger the game, the simpler to play.
Wow.
Okay. So then, it's all about when you're in business, for example, how you want to make sure you have a strategy. You've got a plan. And then you got to have, it's got to make sure you scale, and then you got to make sure you exit right. You got to have, the proper position. That's that attention to detail. That's going back to one of my key components in legacy. So everything's uniquely tied. So it goes back.
Yes.
When everybody's saying Coach Reggie's talking about a lot, no, go back to the goal. What's important? Have the system, PCCP system. The P's present, the C's coach, the next C's consultant, and the next thing is like partner. So it's partnering with organizations, it's partnering with people, it's partnering with people that are like-minded with goals and objectives that you have. The goals and objectives are very simple with Legacy Life Coaching. Okay, I want to educate, I want to, empower, I want to encourage, and I want to build excellence. So whatever company's out there that ties into those like-minded components in building leadership and helping young people in growth, then those are the people I want to be with.
Yeah.
There you go. That's how we want to continue to move forward in helping people each and every day, no matter where you are. Look into that PCCP system and drop in your key components on how that can help you move forward.
Well, I'm going to have to attend your master class, my brother. That is really good. How can my viewers and listeners find out more about you, Coach Reggie?
Well, I'm on the social media platforms. I'm learning how to get on those things. So, I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, LinkedIn. I just created a TikTok account, so it's finding a way to have a social media presence. And then I have a website, as well. And at the end of the day, I'm easy to find. It's Coach Reggie Ward. It's either Coach Reggie Ward or Reggie Ward 23, because, I like Michael Jordan. So we had to put that 23 in there somewhere, but I like LeBron James too, so that 23 can work. But it's +1 because my favorite guy is Kobe Bryant. That's my dude.
Kobe.
That's my dude. So I say +1, that's 23 +1. But at the end of the day, I like to have fun with it. I'm a sports enthusiast, and I like to just go ahead and, make sure people know somebody's out there cheering for them. You know what I mean? And that's what the power of inspiration will be about. That's the podcast. It's going to be the power of I. You're the first to hear about it. Nice. That's what it's going to be named, the power of I, inspirational life lessons with Coach Reggie Ward. But I just, I appreciate, being here today. I really do.
Man, Coach, let me just say what you had to share with my audience, my viewers and listeners, because this is a video and audio podcast.
Oh, okay.
Can't thank you enough for coming on, sharing your wisdom and inspiring, because that's what this is all about. So let me just say, Coach Reggie, on behalf of Body Scope of New York, that's my nonprofit, and 6 Weeks of Fitness, my podcast. I want to thank you for coming on my show.
Hey, look, I definitely appreciate it. And can I say a few last words?
Sure.
First of all, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to be a part of your mission and to be a part of what you are building. I just want to really thank you. I appreciate you, brother. And, I want to tell the listeners, to go ahead and subscribe, to this man's, podcast and go ahead and continue to support, nutrition. Now, here's what I'd like to leave the audience with. Look, everybody, thank God for your gifts and talents. Thank your parents for giving you life, okay? Be humble, be respectful, okay? Have a tireless work ethic because life is a challenge, but have a tireless work ethic and most of all, enjoy your life. So look, be bold, be courageous, be excellent. God bless you, God bless your family, and God bless your future.
That is awesome. So I truly hope this program was informative, encouraging, and I know it was inspiring, and that you will continue tuning in to our 6 Weeks of Fitness podcast. And if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions for the show, please leave them in the comment section below or email me at vince@sixweeks.com. And please don't forget, like Coach Reggie said, to subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. And remember, we don't stop exercising because we grow old. We grow old because we stop exercising. Peace.
Peace.